Welcome to CCHGuitarStudio. I'm your host, Chad. I have a series of videos that I'm going to be releasing over the next month. This will be the first video in the series. It's going to take a conception of a song all the way to the finished product. Now, I'm not a professional at any of this. I've watched YouTube videos, I've read books, read magazines, gone on forums. I talked to a few people. That's the extent of my knowledge. Pretty much always through free stuff. Now, in the future, I might go through and actually pay for a course just to see if maybe it's going to give me a little bit of an edge. All right, let's get started with the first video in this series. It's all about organization. The first thing you want to do is you want to create a timeline. You want to have a start time and you want to have a finish time. Keep a calendar around. This will keep you motivated. And also you can mark down the steps that it's going to take to get to that finish line. Now, when you come up with your timeline, be realistic. Factor in everything. Anything from writing the songs to just basic life. Allow yourself enough time to work on your project from day to day. For example, I have 5 songs that I want to record, so my timeline is over a few months. Next step you need to do is make sure you have the right equipment, like cables, microphones, whatever you're going to need to record your music with. I'm going to go over the list of the equipment that I have so you can kind of see what you're going to need. The computer that I'm going to be using to record on is a Lenovo computer. It's an Intel i7 and it's got 16 gigabytes of memory that I upgraded to, and that's as far as it'll go. It also has a 1 terabyte hard drive in it, and I also recommend having an external hard drive where you can keep all your files on. Now, you're also going to need an audio interface, which mine is a Behringer Euphoria. It's a UMC 404 HD. It's got 4 inputs. Also, it does have phantom power. I'm also using a tube preamp. It's an ART TPS2. The only thing I did with this was I just upgraded the tube in it. For monitors, I'm using the JBL 3MK2s, and they're the 6-inch pair. And the DAW of choice is the Cakewalk by Bandlabs. I also have a few microphones that I'm going to be using. I have a Rode NT1, an Audio-Technica AT2020, and then I have the PreSonus, the PM2s, which is a stereo mic set. All right, now let's head on over to the computer. What I like to do now is I like to demo all my songs. It helps me keep me organized, and what it'll do is it'll actually give me a template that I can use for the final version. So by demoing everything, it can help me figure out what I want to do and what I don't want to do. So the first thing I'll do is I'll create a drum track. I'm using Easy Drummer, and I'll throw this one in. And then I'll create 2 more tracks, just audio tracks. These will be used for the guitar parts. So what I want to do is I want to lay down a chord progression. And then what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll throw maybe a drum track in there. I think what I'll do here is I'll create the drum track first because I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. So I'll bring up Easy Drummer, go to my browser, it's right here, so I'll go here, and it will sound like this. Okay, it's just basically a nice backbeat and a little side stick there. So what I'll do is I'll drag it up here. I'll start on measure 3 because when you start to record, you don't want to start at the beginning. You want to kind of give it a couple measures. I always start at 3. You can start at 2 if you really wanted to, but this is how I do it. So now that I got that ready, I got set up my second track here. I got my tempo set to 135 because that's what the song calls for. And then what I'll do is I'll set up my mic and we'll just go from there. All right, now what I'd like to do is I'm going to mic up my guitar here. I'm playing a nylon string guitar, so I got to mic it up. All I did was grab a PreSonus, the PM2, and I just want to place it in front of my guitar just to get a
a decent sound. I'm not really worried about anything as far as like a really good sound. I just want something that I can lay down and then go from there. So what I'll do is I'll set up my mic here, and I'll probably set it up probably about anywhere from 6 to 8 inches. I'll check my levels. Everything's good there. So then what I'll do is I'll start my DAW, and then we'll start recording. Alright, so what I want to do now is I got a little bit of a melody line that I want to play, so I'll just play that over that. So let's get this set up. Again, I'm using the same setup. I'm not worried about any, sounds or anything like that. I just want to get this recorded. All right, now that I got 2 guitar tracks recorded, what I'll do is I'll expand on this. I'll keep going, and then eventually I'll export it out to a WAV file, and I'll listen to it over and over. And what this will do is it'll help me add stuff to it or probably take stuff out. This is the reason why I demo songs, and it also helps to create basically a template for your final performance. So you don't have to do this part, but it helps. So just give it a try. It'll help you keep you organized, and that's pretty much it.
All right, now that we've demoed our song, now the next step would be to just practice it. This is the last step in the organization. You need to start to practice your parts. So the more you practice on them, the better you'll be. You need to know your parts inside and out, just because of the fact that it's going to take less time for you to record your stuff. If you don't know your stuff, it's going to take a lot longer. And especially if you're going to be paying somebody to do this for you, you're going to be spending a lot of money on this. So you want to get in there and get out. So practice, practice, practice. Now the next video in this series is going to be about the drums. I'm going to be using VST drums, which is a virtual drum set. I don't have access to actual real drums or even an electronic drum kit, so I have to use what's on the computer. So I'll kind of go through all that on the next video. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button. Also, ring the bell for the notifications for the next video.